Seroquel for insomnia, yet a prescription medication not specifically for insomnia. Does it work? Will it help your insomnia? My experience, did it help me? All the side effects I've noticed, and general information about this prescription coming to you now. Hi, my name is Heidi Knight, and I am somebody who struggles with chronic insomnia and has been coming up on 4 years now. There's a lot I've been through, and so I wanted to create this channel to share my journey, what has worked for me so far to help me get deep sleep. When I don't get sleep, what I've noticed has helped me cope with that, cope throughout the day, survive throughout the day, different things I've tried, give a review on them, and give you the option to see if you want to try it too or not. Basically all things insomnia. And if that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Today we are specifically talking about Seroquel because I've been on it coming up on 3 years, and there is so much unknown about this prescription medication, especially when it comes to insomnia. And so I just want to share my experience, what has worked, what I've done that has helped the medication, and just everything from side effects to how it works and my experience and my journey on it, and to see maybe it will help you or maybe it won't. Hopefully give you more info, more knowledge about this prescription medication, so that if your doctor is prescribing it to you, or if you're asking about it, that you don't jump in not knowing fully what you're getting into. There's so many different prescription medications being prescribed to us. There's so many just knowledge out there, but it's not really being told to us by other insomniacs. At least I know for me, a lot of info is not from people with experience. So I really just want to come at you with experience, be totally, completely transparent with you, not leave anything out, and come to you as somebody who has suffered with sleepless nights and tell you about my experience with this medication. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Seroquel is not specifically for insomnia. It's an antipsychotic. It's specifically for things like bipolar, schizophrenia, and certain types of depression. It is a prescription medication that prevents the excessive activity of dopamine and helps to control the symptoms of schizophrenia and bipolar. If I said that right, I don't know. So a lot of doctors have been prescribing it for insomnia, and a reason for that is because one of the side effects is drowsiness. So as I'm taking it, I am literally relying on the side effect of this medication to work to help me get to sleep. Now, there are a lot of other side effects. I'm going to go over a couple of them that I've researched that is known and tell you if I've experienced them or not. And then I'm going to go over side effects that I've noticed for me personally. Now, the first one I want to go over is weight gain and an increased appetite. I personally did not experience this one. I didn't notice any more hunger. I didn't notice any more pounds. Granted, my doctor recommended 25 milligrams, so most of my journey has been on 25 milligrams. I was talking to someone else who has seen a lot of other people get on this medication, and she thinks that the higher the dosage, the more you see this side effect, which makes a lot of sense. So if your doctor prescribes a lot, then maybe watch out for that. Headaches. Yes, definitely very much so, especially if I take the medication and don't get sleep. Yes, I experience really bad headaches, definitely in the morning. Yeah, dry mouth. I do experience this one. My dentist actually noticed it, and she asked me if I was taking anything, and I told her Seroquel. She's like, yeah, that's probably what's doing it. Constipation. No, not really. And then it talks a lot about having pain in the joints. I haven't really experienced that at all. But yeah, going into other side effects that I've noticed and want to talk about, a big one is irritability and just mood changes. I noticed I am so much more inclined to get moody and irritated, especially when it comes to things that like I wasn't irritated before, and now all of a sudden like this is making me super frustrated. So be aware of that, and be aware of how to control that so that you don't do something that you would regret. I know that I constantly have to check myself, be like, okay, Is this really bothering you? Or do you just need to calm down and just honestly make sure I don't explode in front of people and do something I regret? The next one is grogginess. I definitely noticed a change in my mood in the morning. I used to be a complete morning person. When I woke up each day, I was that annoying person that was like, good morning, I'm here, your life just got, no, I'm just kidding. But like, yeah, I was such a morning person. That's when my brain was the best. That's when my creative side was flowing. That's when I could get things done, like homework or work or whatever it was. And that's when my energy was the highest. That is when I just function the best. And that has changed a little bit, especially that first hour of waking up. I am so groggy and moody, and I just like am not with it. So something I try so hard to do is to get out of bed an hour before everyone else and try to have that hour to myself. And the only one that is allowed into that hour is my God, because I just need permission to be able to be moody, to kick, to scream, to fuss, to say some words and be okay and know that he's not gonna judge me and that he's not gonna love me any differently. Yeah. Also, I just want to be my best when it comes to, you know, my husband and my stepdaughter. They don't deserve moodiness and irritability that's coming out of nowhere. I really want to love on them and not do something that I will regret. And so I know for me, myself, I need to wake up an hour earlier, have that time. I have a Bible app, the YouVersion app, and right now I have a plan downloaded where it goes throughout the whole Bible in 1 year. So I'm listening to about 3 to 4 chapters daily. What I'll do is depending on how much sleep I'll get, I'll grab some caffeine. I will sit down in my chair and I will listen to the Bible app. Sometimes, like, honestly, I'm just being completely transparent. I'm not even following along. I'm just like being in God's presence and trying to wake up. But, you know, I think he honors that and honors that I'm trying to start the day with him. And that just really helps me get in the right mood, the right mindset, knowing that like the Bible is being played and I'm surrounded by his word. So maybe find something like that where if you notice the same thing, because I noticed a lot of people saying that like in the mornings it's awful for them as well. So maybe just have different things like that that really just get you in the right mood, the right mindset, and really get your day started right. Also, I want to talk about my memory. So my memory has definitely been impaired a little bit. Nothing drastic, and the doctor said it shouldn't do that, but I definitely have noticed that. Granted, I am getting older. I do realize that, but I'm not even in my 30s yet. So yeah, I've noticed a little bit. I'm gonna blame a little bit on the medication. I am a waitress. I serve tables. Before getting on the medication, I could hear a person's drink order. Say it was like a table of like 2 to 5 people. I could hear their drink order, take it in, not need to write it down, go to the cafe, go make the drinks completely from memory, whatever it was, whether it's sweet tea, Coke, I don't know, whatever it is, go back, give it to them, and everyone's happy. I can't do that. I could barely do that for like 2 people. I have to write it down now. Otherwise, I keep going to the cafe and I'm like, what did they order? It is awful. And so I've just noticed a lot with that, especially with my work and especially with trying to recall different things that happened days before. I'm trying to recall it and I can't remember a lot that I used to remember. I can't give details like I used to remember. My bangs are like in my face, so we're putting them up. So yeah, now going on to my story, my experience, and why I got on this medication, what it has done for me so far, and what it continues to do, and how I'd like to be off of it. So, as I said, I struggled with insomnia since 2018, around October. And what was first going on was that I was having trouble falling asleep. It would take like hours just to fall asleep. And then it got to the point where not only did it take a while for me to fall asleep, if I did fall asleep, I would wake up about 2 to 3 hours after. And then it really got so bad. I remember a week, 2 weeks in 2019, I just went with like no sleep, and it got super bad. January of 2019 is the first time I went to the doctor, and my doctor's work were like, it's a man and a woman, they're married. And so I went to the man first in January, and he prescribed something. I couldn't even tell you what it was, but I was kind of sad because I wanted info on like, how can I cure my insomnia naturally? Like, give me some different remedies, let's talk through this. And it was very much like, here's some medication, have a nice day. And I did not want to get on medication. I did not even take that. I didn't even try it. I'm like, I'm not doing this. He did prescribe Benadryl as well, and so I did try that. Obviously didn't do the trick. So I'm not sure why my insomnia started, but I do know it did become this fear of not being able to fall asleep. Like, it was this anxiety, this fear that like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep. But then it got to the point, if I was laying there and my mind was drifting away into a sleep, into that stage 1 sleep where your thoughts go bliss, something in me would just like jolt me awake and be like, it's these thoughts of like, you're not gonna be able to fall asleep. It almost felt like waking up from a bad dream where you're like, and that fear of not being able to fall asleep just overcame or just came into me and jolted me back awake, completely awake. And it would just keep happening, and it messed me up. And so I needed something to specifically help there. So nothing I was doing, whether I was trying a lot of stuff. I was outside a lot, trying to get that sunlight, trying to like dim the lights at night, trying to take baths, sleepy time tea, different vitamins, different essential oils, just everything I was trying, and nothing was helping. And as I said, even if I got to sleep, I was waking up hours after that. And let me tell you, I was miserable. It just got worse and worse, and I wasn't functioning right. I was super moody, and it was awful. So I went to the doctors again in August of 2019, this time to the woman doctor, and she prescribed Seroquel. We also talked about like the anxiety and stuff around it, and I think that's why she specifically prescribed Seroquel. And again, I did not want to get on medication. I've seen people who are on medication, it just kind of like change who they are, and so I did not want to. I wanted to find something natural, something that wouldn't harm my body and give me all these negative side effects. I just wanted something different to work besides medication. And also, so I did try it a couple times, and it didn't work. I'm like, I'm not getting sleep. I feel more worse taking it and not getting sleep, so I'm just not gonna take it. Well, eventually, like sitting down with a couple people who I trust, they told me like, Heidi, I think you need to give this medication a chance, and you need to take it consistently. And their specific recommendation was give it 2 weeks. If you still haven't noticed a difference, then okay, but give it 2 weeks, give it time to set into your body, for your body to get used to it, and go from there. October 2019, I remember this, I like literally October 1st, I'm like, I am going to give this a chance because I really got no other option at this point. It took 10 days for me to get a good night's sleep off of it. And first night, I actually got 8 hours. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I usually don't get 8 hours off this medication. Usually it's about 6 to 7, and that's honestly what I need. But I got 8 hours that night. But I also remember that day, and that day was a little rough. Definitely did not feel like myself. I remember going in for my evening shift and making so many mistakes at the restaurant I work at. Like, I was getting people's orders wrong, I was bringing out the wrong food, I was forgetting things like napkins and straws and things like that, like things that are so habitual I was forgetting. I remember like I was tired, but it was like a different tired than what I was used to. Like, I was getting to the point where I was exhausted off the medication, but on the medication, it just like, it's like that groggy tired. It took about a month for me to be able to kind of go back to normal, to be able to feel like myself and be able to cope with what this medication was doing. So yeah, I still felt off. I still felt not completely myself, but I was just happy to be getting sleep. It was, again, it felt like a miracle. Something was helping, something was stopping that jolt, that rush of you're not gonna be able to fall asleep, stopping that and allowing me to actually fall asleep and stay asleep. Something I notice on this medication most of the time, that if I do wake up, it doesn't take long for me to fall back asleep, especially with like needing to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I wake up, I go back to bed, and I'm still sleepy enough to fall back asleep. And that was just amazing to me. And something I noticed eventually taking this medication is that I wasn't getting deep sleep off of it. Like, it was helping me with the quantity of sleep, like getting to sleep and stay asleep, but it was taken away from REM sleep and getting that deep restorative sleep that I need. So I still try to maintain the habits I did before, like trying to take away blue light as early as possible, essential oils. And I have 2 videos that might be very useful to you. One is everything I do to help me get that quality of sleep when I'm on my medication. And another video is things that I don't do because I've noticed it will affect my medication and keep me wide awake and keep me from not being able to fall asleep. So those might be 2 good videos. If you're interested, I'll link them down below. But yeah, this medication needs encouragement. It needs other things alongside of it to really help it work its best and for you to get that deep restorative sleep. As I said before, the doctor prescribed 25 milligrams for me. I've taken that. Sometimes I did go above, but every time I went above, I noticed it still wouldn't work. So my medication works about 70% of the time, and then the other 30% is when it decides like, I'm not gonna work and upping the dose wasn't gonna be helpful. I remember specifically my wedding, the week leading up to my wedding, I wasn't getting any sleep. So the day before, I'm sure everybody does this, we went to the place and we set up, and that night, like prior to that, I think I took like 50, maybe 75 milligrams of Seroquel, and it didn't do the trick. So I just was more tired, more groggy, and more irritated that day. But by the grace of God and by my loving family and the people that were there that day, like, it was a good day. And it was awesome. The night before my wedding, I got just enough to get rid of that grogginess and be able to have a good time that day. In that video I was just talking to you about what helps me get deeper sleep, I also talk about that this stuff helped me get to only have to use half of my medication, which is awesome because I definitely feel the side effects lessened when I went to only half my medication. However, I am trying desperately to get off of that. It's like that half is like what I need, and it won't let me go even further down. It won't let me get off of it. And again, I hope to share my journey of getting off of it and hopefully one day tell you what actually helped. Being on it is better at the moment than being off of it. Yes, there's side effects, but I was not functioning at all by not getting sleep. So I did get to the point where I'm like, okay, this is worth it. And I've been on this medication ever since then. Something else about this medication is that I don't feel myself getting immune to it. Hence, I did go to half of the dosage. I do know a lot of prescription medication for specifically insomnia. A lot of people do feel like they get immune to it to where they have to up their dosage. I never felt like that. Again, if I did up the dosage, it didn't really make a difference except the side effects. So talk with your doctor. Hopefully 25 milligrams does the trick, but I've read places where people have to take more in order to get sleep. Keep that in mind. Something else I do with this medication is different from what a lot of doctors recommend. So a lot of doctors recommend that you take your medication an hour before going to bed. I've always taken it when I went to bed. I just did it because I didn't really get home till late at night, so I didn't really get the chance to take it till I got to bed. But I've noticed too, when I do that, I like to be calm before taking my medication. I like everything to be at peace and like my mood to be calm And that's when the medication works its best, when I'm calm, when I'm not uptight, when I'm not tense, when I'm not stressed. It works its best when I'm calm. So when I go to bed, I get the lights turned off. My stepdaughter's already in bed. Everything's done that needs to get done. Hopefully, more than likely, there won't be any more stressors popping up. And then I would take my medication, being able to fall asleep with it. If you have any questions for me about this medication, please leave it down in the comments below. I would love to answer them, and knowing that, hear your experience and what is working for you and how this medication is affecting you. Bringing back up that other video I was talking about things that harm my medication and doesn't pair well with it, doesn't work with it, it's a lot of things that spike your heart rate, that make your heart rate high, and my medication doesn't like that. But I've noticed the side effect of this medication is it can increase your heart rate. So I'm almost wondering if the medication is working against itself. So like that 30% of the time I can't sleep, I'm wondering if it's like the battle of the side effects, and higher heart rate is just beating the drowsiness side effect. I don't know, just something to keep in mind that I have noticed. Maybe talk to your doctor about that. I don't know. Different things work for different people and their bodies, so listen to your doctor and get what they recommend. If you just need something to help you get you sleepy, I did a review on the Kirkland brand sleep aid. I'll link that down below too if you want, and that really helps to make me groggy and sleepy. And because that one is over the counter, so the side effects are a lot less than prescription medication. But also too, if you're like me and you just need something to help you get to sleep, but you don't want to go on medication, do not feel guilty about going on medication if you need it. Take care of yourself. What you are going through is so difficult. It's affecting every aspect of your life. It's hard, believe me, I know it's hard, and you just want to get it up and have the energy to play with your kids, to go to work, to do your best, to be the best you, and you're just not. And it's so painful to think about. And don't feel bad going on medication. If you need this, you know your body, you know what it's telling you, begging you to get sleep, and you're just not. It's okay to look into something like this and to or at least try what your doctor's prescribing you. Hopefully I can be some type of encouragement in some way. Hopefully you know that you're not alone, and that I pray for you, that God loves you, and that you are so amazing. You just being on this earth, even with no energy, that is worth so much. So please know that. Please know that you're not alone and that you are so loved. But yes, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.